Alright, we are now live. We're going to be doing the first episode of Kerb's Corner. I'm joined by my boy Chris and my boy Trey. How are y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
Alright, and so we're just going to be doing a rundown of a couple battles that I have listed out today. First things first, we're going to go ahead and review one that we've been discussing before this call really quickly. We've been going over Kirito versus Meliodas as requested by Trey in the call right here. So why don't you guys go ahead and just go ahead and let's have a little talk about it.
So I'm going to be like Kirito's advocate. I am legit like the Kirito mat. Like I know pretty much everything about him. I even have 2 of his swords at my house. So I spend I will go spend hours upon hours going through the wiki, reading about him. I mean, sword art was like the thing that really got me into anime, and it holds a deep spot in my heart. Kirito, I mean, I have a really great appreciation for him, and I love him. So, I mean, I'll be advocating for him.
Alright, meanwhile, I'm kind of looking for somebody to advocate for Meliodas right now. I think I have got one if he just gets on.
Oof.
So why don't we just go ahead and run down some of what Kirito is capable of and like which versions.
Okay, so Kirito is from an anime from which is called Sword Art Online, which it has several different arcs, but the first arc is called the Aincrad arc. So Sword Art Online was a video game that was released in 2025. It was 2022 actually. And there is a boy named Kazuto Kirigaya who was 14 and who was 14 at the time, was a beta tester, and a bunch of people, about 100,000 people logged into Sword Art Online, and there was a virtual reality. It's called a full dive virtual reality, which basically it kind of transfers your entire consciousness into the game, which you can eat, sleep, anything you can do in the real world, you can do it in there, plus more.
Okay.
So the guy that created the game also told everybody that once they logged in, they couldn't log out, and if they died in the game, they would die in real life. Now, he also said that if they beat every floor of what was called the floating castle of Aincrad, the floor boss of every floor of the floating castle of Aincrad, they would be able to leave, and there was 100 floors. Spends 2 years in it, and at 475, he ends up realizing that one of the top players is Akihiko Kayaba, which is the guy that created the game. They end up having a duel, and
bringing back memories, boy.
Kirito.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't seen this in ages.
Kirito ended up beating Kayaba in the duel, with the huge plot twist. And that is where we see Kirito at the first version of which is called God Mode Kirito. God Mode Kirito is him going above and beyond all of his strengths, and you can recognize this by his eyes, which his eyes turn from like a grayish black to a gold. So Kirito is also widely known as the dual-wielding black swordsman. He was the only person that can use 2 swords at once in the game. So then Kirito ends up going to several different games, including an AR MMO, which is where he gets one of the 2 most powerful swords that he's ever come across, which is the 100 sword. We don't have an actual name for it, but it's an AoE sword, which stands for Area of Effect.
Area of Effect, yeah, naturally.
So he ends up using that, and it can one-shot any floor boss from which is called Old Aincrad. So the floor bosses were extremely powerful, had multiple health bars, and this sword could kill them one shot. With one swing, not even touching them. So that was a one-handed sword, which was called We don't know what it's called, but I call it the 4100 sword. Now, we fast forward a few months, and he goes into what is called the Underworld or Project Alicization. Project Alicization is more of a soul transfer instead of a consciousness transfers. This is where he also gets his second most powerful. In Alicization, he becomes his most powerful, but we haven't seen, which in the new season coming up is about to be the most powerful version of Kirito we'll ever see.
But like, how powerful are we talking?
It has we're talking like being able to destroy solar system.
Can't he already do that?
Well, no, not already. But with what is called the Night Sky Blade, he could. The Night Sky Blade is a sword which is made of actually wood. But this sword is extremely powerful and is what is called a divine object, which is basically a legendary. The sword is one of the most durable thing in entire underworlds, which is where Alicization takes place. And has what is called, which he is able to use what's called perfect weapon control, or sacred weapon art. That's what it's called. Now, this sword, whenever he uses there's two versions of perfect weapon control. Enhanced armament and release recollection. Enhanced armament only releases a tiny bit of that weapon's full potential.
Okay.
Release recollection unleashes its full power. Now, we haven't seen the Night Sky Blade's release recollection, but its enhanced armament is able to, stop a blast from the sun itself.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking.
I was actually underestimating Kirito.
Yeah, so we're talking already star level. Okay.
Yeah, we're talking star system level. The Night Sky Blade can also it not only deflected that shot from the sun, but overcame the sun's blast, and blew it away. It also
so he's just
enhanced armament blast also destroyed an unbreakable wall.
Golly.
Where was the unbreakable wall in the underworld?
It had extreme amount of durability, and on top of that, it regenerated itself.
He's right here.
So, if you hit it, that durability would end up regenerating. So what you would have to do is overcome that extreme amount of durability with one single shot, which his sword ended up doing, which that sword is also the result of power.
And this was in the game. This wasn't in the real world, huh?
This is in the game. Now, he also can use what's called sword skills, which also are powerful weapon attacks, which the game assists you in help. It moves your body for you, where it's called the system assist, where you and the game are working together for that attack.
Okay.
So, a sword skill is not as powerful as perfect weapon control, but it's still powerful.
Okay.
So, if we were going to put Kirito up against Meliodas, my ideal probably his ironclad armor, which, with his Alicization stats, which are, he uses same profile in Alicization as he does in Ironclad, so it gets a lot better. Alicization takes 2 years later after the end of Ironclad. So his stats are through the roof all. And then we go.
So we're doing like a composite type of stuff with like
Yes.
Kirito from other variations of himself.
Yes. He also has. He also has a passive skill where he can locate and find the weakness of a weapon, and if he hits it with a powerful enough attack, he can break the weapon in one hit.
Okay.
So we would be using his Minecraft armor. I believe would be his armor that he used. If I remember. And then he would be using 100 sword along with which also the Night Skyblade and he would be using his dual wielding skills.
Okay. Alright. So,
Yeah, I mean,
so you think in a fight against Meliodas that he would win, right?
and it's most powerful without a doubt.
Okay. So, they're best without a doubt. Okay, I mean, I like that. That's pretty bold.
I don't know.
I know somebody...
I just don't know.
I know
You know, I
someone...
don't watch Seven Deadly Sins like that. My cousin is a huge fan, and I've been watching some clips of Meliodas, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Meliodas.
Meliodas.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty powerful. Like, he arm wrestled Bond, one of the characters.
Yeah.
And he destroyed a building just by arm wrestling.
I mean, that's
At
pretty
base
impressive, but then again, like, everything else around him is pretty fodder.
I feel like the characters that are surrounding him and the enemies are stronger than any Sword Art Online character
Okay.
that Kirito has faced.
I know, when I did Meliodas versus Naruto, which I'm actually going to redo because people really want to see it done again. I mean, obviously, the outcome isn't really going to change, but people are going to do that. When I did Meliodas versus Naruto, I couldn't really find many things that support him being anything above multi-continental. I know my good close friend, Devin, he says that the Demon King version would be, like, planetary. There's really no proof of this, like, at all. And
Yeah, like I said, if I watch Seven Deadly Sins, I'll cover more stuff, but I haven't. So that's the only thing that I know.
Okay. I mean,
Do you have anyone that can
wait, what'd you say?
do you have anyone that could advocate for Meliodas that could get on?
I mean, I'm trying to get my boy on. I don't know what he's doing. He just joined.
Zenk?
Yeah, that's him. And he isn't answering anything. I just sent him an invite, and he's done that. He hasn't responded to any messages or anything. Let's see if we can get him in here.
I gotcha.
This is too much.
I mean, so far, I believe that only, the version of Meliodas that we're using, which is composite, would just, I guess, destroy Meliodas. I'm sorry, the version of Kirito we're using, which is composite, would destroy Meliodas.
Yeah, Kirito does have more skill than Meliodas, but Meliodas has more power, though.
I mean, his power
Kirito.
seems to be pretty exaggerated.
It's pretty amazing, because I saw some clips of Meliodas before, and he's pretty good.
I know.
Sword.
I mean, like he tapped somebody or slapped it and sent it. I know once he flicked a twig or something and broke like a mountain, which
Plus, he's been living longer, so
he has been living a lot longer. So he definitely has a lot of experience. However, like experience think about the experience Batman has over Goku. Like Batman knows a lot more martial arts, and he's a lot smarter.
Goku's like his profile, his stats, like what he is. He's not just a regular human.
Right? No, not at all. So if you were to pit Batman versus Goku, well, obviously Goku's gonna win. It doesn't matter if Batman knows more martial arts or if he's smarter. By the end of it, if they just were put in a cage and forced to fight, I mean, what's a karate chop gonna do against a Kamehameha, right?
Yeah,
I feel like that's the
Meliodas is more Meliodas is more powerful than Kirito, though. And he has more skill since he's, like I said, he's lived longer than him.
He has lived longer. I'm just trying to find, like, how he could be more powerful than somebody who overpowered a star.
I'm pretty sure he can do that, too.
Well, that's just speculation. I need some feats
Well,
here.
no, he can overpower anything as long as magic. The thing with Kirito, his release recollection and his is not a magical.
Like, could Meliodas actually do it? Who's to say? Because we haven't seen him do anything. I mean, like, usually we're just going off of feats here. Like Trey just gave the star busting feat. Meliodas' feats. What do we have for him? That's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get my boy in here.
Well, fighting God himself.
Okay.
Let me see.
Who's that C1 CY?
I mean, until then, I feel like we could just move on to the next one then.
Yeah,
Hold on, I got some things if you don't mind me to read.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now. All right, come on. Let me see because I accidentally lost it like a dumbass.
It's all right.
history.
Where the fuck did you go? Oh my Jesus Christ!
No.
You know, we can just go to the other battle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We can just save this for a rematch.
So we're gonna cover my upcoming one, which I haven't done much research on. I started writing the stats for Mr. Incredible today, but I stopped. I went to go to the bank and set up an account and visited my grandparents today. So, let's just go ahead and talk about Reinhardt versus Mr. Incredible. So, what do you guys know about either of them? Because I learned some things of Mr. Incredible.
I know a lot about Overwatch.
Okay.
I'll actually go with Mr. Incredible on this one. Go ahead, state yours.
Alright. Reinhardt, the thing with Reinhardt, the reason why I would go with Reinhardt would be mostly because Mr. Incredible's living in the present, where Reinhardt lives in the future.
Okay.
And Reinhardt has a lot more weapons and technology at his disposal that you can end up.
One thing I do know, he is a German super soldier, and he's been fighting in the German Crusaders and with Overwatch for years. So I feel like experience and experience overall and skill.
The experience that he has, and the thing about going to the future, he has that on top of him.
So he does have more experience and skill behind him.
He also has a pretty strong force field, which
that is true. The barrier.
You can't. Yeah, the barrier, which I remember correctly, you can't walk through the barrier. Remember?
You can walk through it, but anything moving faster than a walk speed cannot go through it.
Yeah, alright.
So it'll deflect all attacks.
Also, his hammer.
Yeah, the rocket hammer.
It has like a rocket on it.
Mm-hmm.
So not only he's using his imagine Captain America and Hulk combined and multiply that and double that, and you basically get.
Whoa.
I mean, normal Reinhardt is like a Captain America Hulk hybrid.
Kind of. I mean, he's not nearly as strong as the Hulk.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This man is not.
He can't be the Hulk level.
Yeah, but when you add up all of his technology and stuff, you get about Captain America Hulk.
Type of build?
Yeah.
I feel you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Which, he's got rockets on his, ankles.
He does. He has the rocket thing that he can use to pin other opponents.
Yes.
That thing does a crazy amount of damage. It can move move anything. It could move a Diva mech mid-flight. He can
Bash. It can move bastion tank.
it can move bastions like mounted into the ground. Really, I don't know if there's much this thing
It can move. It can move a tank. Like that. That's the insane part.
Jesus Christ.
It can move like away from the radius of Zarya's black hole.
Yes. It can escape a black hole.
Yeah, I mean it used to. They patched that, but let's not forget that he was that he was able to charge out of a black hole at one point with that.
Yeah.
So it still counts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that guy counts. You can't take that back now.
Alright.
So,
Fucking updates.
yeah, he has rockets on his elbows. On the suit, not himself.
Right.
Rockets on his elbows, ankles, his back, and his hammer.
He also has his ultimate.
Yeah, his ultimate was... Oh, yeah, and the bottom of his feet. Because his ultimate is him shooting up off the ground and jumping super high, like Hulk style.
And
Hitting
then
down with his hammer super hard, molten, like...
yeah, he does a hammer
molten
down.
area. Yeah,
Yeah,
a molten area effect.
he hits the ground so hard that the area cracks and is filled with flame.
Lava.
Yeah.
Lava
And
slash flame
it stuns
slash
everybody.
magma.
It stuns everybody in front of him and knocks them clean on their ass.
So, I mean, that's pretty strong.
Now,
Yes, sir.
we've done talked about Reinhardt. Now, I have one thing that I can
Alright, let him know. Let him know.
I have something for Mr. Incredible which I didn't even know. They didn't even talk about this in the movies because I wasn't even looking at this. So, I've written here in my notes that Mr. Incredible is superior to to one of the superheroes named Hypershock. Now, I didn't know who the hell Hypershock was. They never talked about
Sounds
him.
fucking fast.
Right, but he's not. Maybe he is. Hypershock is able to create magnitude 6 earthquakes.
What the hell?
Holy crap.
And
What the hell?
he's able to beat one of the Omni droids that was made to kill
To
Hypershock.
anticipate his own moves.
Right. And Mr. Incredible is at the top of the superhero food chain, which was shown from when Syndrome made all of those robots to kill the superheroes to make sure that the one that he makes is strong enough to kill Mr. Incredible.
And we see him go past his limits before in the movie.
Yeah, we have. So,
Even in like when he was not in his prime, like when he was a dad, he still surpassed his limits.
exactly. So, magnitude 6 earthquakes, that's town level.
Yeah.
So, we have Bob, who is superior to a hero.
Magnitude 6 earthquake.
He's
That's gonna be hard to come back from.
That is actually tough. He's stronger than a magnitude 6 earthquake generator. Or at least superior to it in some form. I mean, I don't know how they
We don't know how.
I don't know how they determine that. It could be by good deeds done. Like, oh, Mr. Incredible saved a cat out of a tree today. Good deed. You're better than an earthquake maker. And then again, I mean, if your power is to make earthquakes, you're doing a lot more harm than good.
Wait, I figured out.
True.
If we look at Mr. Incredible, right?
Uh-huh.
If he's superior in strength to someone who can make a magnitude 6 earthquake,
Yeah.
then how come it was so hard for him to stop it?
Wait, the train?
The train, like the first...
That is a very good question, actually. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, he's able to stop a train.
He stopped it, but...
Kind of. He didn't actually stop it.
Oh, that wasn't his prime years too.
Yeah, that was in his best years.
So why did he have so much trouble stopping that train?
I mean, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
That's some plot-induced stupidity, if you ask me. So,
So, I mean, it might be skill-wise, I'm thinking. I think they're both equal in strength.
yeah, they could very well be equal in strength. Like, has Reinhardt stopped a train with his charge?
Tank.
He can
stop the tank and escaped a black hole. So
yeah, he can. Okay, so yeah, basically he can. Yeah, basically he can stop a train.
So I would say, I mean, you can push like hundreds of pounds of gold.
Okay.
I mean, if we're thinking about the payload. But I mean, that is a little bit lighter because of...
Now we need to address some speed here, because speed in these battles are actually pretty important.
Yes.
Okay, so here's something that I usually do for all of my Overwatch characters, is I scale them to the fastest person in the entire, which is Tracer, because Tracer is able to slow down her own time and like blink in and out.
She actually just teleports.
Well, it's not teleportation. She slows down time for herself.
Kind of like the Flash. Or, no, not the Flash, Reverse Flash.
Yeah, kind of like Reverse Flash and Turtle.
Reverse Flash, slows down everything else except for him, where Flash speeds up him.
Yeah. So, it's like that. So, Reinhardt is able to react to and actually fight people like that in the game constantly. So, who knows how fast she's moving? Many have speculated she's moving at massively hypersonic speed, so that's lightning.
Alright, let's look at this. Death Battle did a fight against Tracer and, like, the Scout.
And the Scout from Team Fortress, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought was stupid.
A sniper bullet.
Which is true. She's able to... That's her reaction time.
Bullet. That is insane.
Her reaction time is like sniper bullet.
Yeah.
So can all of the agents of Overwatch do that?
I also would like to say that Kirito also sliced the sniper bullet in half from like point blank range. Yes.
That is nasty. Really?
Half.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And, like, this ain't no normal sniper. This is, like, one of the best snipers in the game. Like, this is a top sniper.
That is sexy as hell. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's insane watching that. Like, some of the scenes where he slices up extremely powerful, high spells.
Okay.
He slices an arrow in half with the smallest sword I can ever think of.
That is just
crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna restart watching.
Yeah, he cuts a bullet in half with a lightsaber.
Wait, what?
What? Yes, bro.
My dude, that is Star Wars.
Wait,
they call it a photon sword, but it's...
Bro, oh my gosh, a photon sword!
You're not slick for that.
Bro, it's essentially...
Bro, what the hell?
But his reaction time with that sniper bullet, that...
Why do people hate on Sword Art, man?
Mostly because of the GG.
I dislike it because of its pacing.
I pretty much loved everything about it. The GGO.
I heard that the new seasons are actually like really good and fixed a lot of that.
The new seasons! Oh my god, I love them.
I might just go ahead and watch those.
I just love Sword Art in general, but
Well, yo, guys, we have to go back on the topic right here. We gotta go back on the topic.
Sorry.
Reinhardt and Mr. Incredible. So here's one thing that Mr. Incredible can do. He's able to react to Dash, his son.
Mm-hmm.
So he's able to like react and keep up with Dash, not like speed and travel wise, but more like reactionary wise. He can react to Dash.
So I mean, Matt, I think Dash I've seen can hit like Mach 2.
I mean, he's able to run on water.
Yeah, that's extremely tough. He's broken.
Even for Flash, remember when he was out?
He's not as fast as a Flash.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about on the show because he was having trouble running on water on that one episode.
Well,
That's true. That was in like his. It was pretty early though. He didn't know how to control the powers.
Yeah.
But Dash knew how to do it like right away though. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying he's not.
That's true. That's true. I mean, obviously the Flash will just stomp that.
Barry Allen and
actual
Dominic died.
Flash will fucking rape him, bro.
Okay. So
if
Reinhardt can react to Tracer, but Mr. Incredible can react to Dash, by scale of feet, I feel like Tracer would definitely be faster than Dash.
Yeah, she travels through time.
with her time travel. So, not only do I feel like we have some pretty solid strength here, Reinhardt has a massive edge in his technique, skill, and training, and a speed advantage.
Well, we don't know Dash's full extent to it. My mic keeps coming out. We don't know his full speed, but
well, by scale of feet though, which is all we can use. We can't really. Yeah. I can't do speculation. I mean, if that's the case, then
I would have to say that this match would be a close one. But would end up going to Reinhardt.
Yeah, I feel like Reinhardt would win this.
Yeah, I feel like he'll win too.
I mean, that was a tough one though.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't even know that much stuff about Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, I know. I was like, who the hell is Hypershock, and how can he create earthquakes?
I'm like, who the fuck is Hypershock?
Yeah, I know. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
That sounds crazy. Man.
Okay, so
it was probably because he had something to do with tectonic plates.
Okay.
So
alright, so we've got that covered. So 3 out of 3, I feel like we can unanimously vote on Reinhardt.
Yep.
Okay.
I would say Reinhardt.
Okay. If that's the case, I got our surprise battle. I'm trying to think of which one I want to hit us with, though. Because I have a lot of them. Okay.
Just a random one, bro.
You want one? Alright, I got it. This one's Alright, I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball.
Anything from Sword Art Online.
Well, I don't have anything from Sword Art yet. We just covered my only Sword Art battle, okay?
So far, Keto won without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt, he's just gonna curb stomp Meliodas. So, I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball here. Throwing y'all a curveball. We got Sonic the Hedgehog.
Ooh, okay.
Versus Goku. Go.
So I'll do Sonic, because I haven't seen. I've seen a little bit of Dragon Ball. I haven't gotten to it yet.
I'm go Goku.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I know who wins.
Oh God.
I know who wins.
Oh God, Sonic. God. But wait, we gotta think about Chaos Crystal Sonic.
Yeah, we do have to think about Supersonic because do not sleep on Supersonic.
I'm not. I just think Goku will win, though.
Okay.
I would say, look, Goku doesn't have the speed Sonic has, and Sonic, it basically becomes the Sonic equivalent to Goku whenever...
You're talking about the Emblem one, huh? The Chaos one.
Mm-hmm.
The Chaos
God damn
it. Yeah!
Keep in mind, so Sonic the Hedgehog, as just Supersonic, he's got a form higher than Supersonic. You know that, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he has a form called Hypersonic.
Oh hell no! Let me sit down for this one.
So, we're not even gonna talk about Hypersonic yet. Let's just go ahead and cover Supersonic real quick. Supersonic was able to defeat Solaris. Solaris is a fourth-dimensional, possibly higher being who feasts on dozens of dimensions for lunch when he's hungry.
Alright.
Alright, this is over, bro. Whoa.
Jeez, hold up.
And Sonic... Solaris is a god of time, so inertia, movement, doesn't matter. Solaris is a god of time, so inertia and movement and just the kinetic energy of anything doesn't matter. Sonic now has infinite speed.
What? I just spit out my water.
And that's not even his final form.
Let me shut up real quick, bro. I do not know what I was talking about.
Dude, okay.
So,
What?
where to find hypersonic? So, the
I just feel like a DBZ target
is
now.
with the Super Chaos Emeralds. So the Super Chaos Emeralds are speculated by people, especially like me, to have each one has the power of the 7 original Chaos Emeralds. So if you add all that up, he's at most 7 times higher. So already he's higher than 4th dimensional beings. Multiply that by 7. You have hypersonic.
Jesus.
Bro,
Oh my god, dude.
So what can Goku do?
Just sit there and die. Accept defeat.
Exactly. So there's a curveball for you. What do y'all think?
Fuck.
Sonic. I'm so glad I chose Sonic.
Fuck.
Yo, whenever you said Goku and Sonic, I immediately thought of the Chaos Crystals because the Chaos Crystals
They're stupid broken.
Whenever I saw Super
I
Sonic
totally forgot about that.
for the first time, it reminded me of Goku.
I thought he was a fake ass Goku, man. I really thought he was a fake ass Goku. What the hell?
So like I said, I know the winner. Do you guys know?
Yeah.
It's definitely
Goku.
Yeah, no, it's Goku.
That's playing.
Yeah, don't be silly, Chris. It's Goku. Don't worry.
I know. Okay. It's obviously Goku.
Yeah, unanimously we have decided. Yeah, Goku.
Yeah.
Because obviously Goku is the most powerful person in all of fiction, right?
Right.
Bro, I shouldn't be drinking Mountain Dew. I'm gonna spit this stuff everywhere.
I was gonna say One Punch Man, but never mind.
One Punch Man. Okay, so here's the interesting thing about that, and I'm just gonna discuss that really.
I'm gonna have to be back.
Bro, I was being sarcastic, bro. Chill.
No, I know, but like, listen,
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
actually thinking about that. Yeah, what's up, Trey?
I'll have to be right back.
Okay, I'm gonna discuss something real quick while you're
At
gone.
least 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, the episode's gonna close out in just a second. So, here's the thing about Saitama, and I need you guys to understand this right now, where I personally stand on Saitama. Okay, so Saitama, explicitly stated by the House of Evolution Master to have broken his limiter, and
I do remember that.
I don't know if he said he has infinite strength or not. Some people keep saying it means he has infinite potential. That much is for sure. If he's removed his limiter, in theory, he can have no limits.
So no limits equals to.
Like if he has
Oh
no
my
limits.
god!
So he's not even limited. Like it could get to the point where he's not even limited by fiction. It could get to the point where he's so strong he becomes an actual definition.
This man fucking Saitama, man. He's confusing as fuck.
He is very confusing. Now, do I say, oh, well, Saitama beats everybody? Well, by scale of feet,
Right.
no. By scale of feet, absolutely not. Like Krillin, I remember somebody, Seth the programmer, said that Krillin would just slap Saitama. Which I agree, by scale of feet, Krillin would just, like, anally rape Saitama.
I feel like Saitama has no skills at all.
He doesn't have any skills. He joined a martial arts tournament and thinks that martial arts are just to look cool.
Yeah.
So
At first I thought he was a gag. When I first saw him, like, this nigga is a gag, bro.
So yeah, where do I stand on this? Saitama could beat Goku, could not. I don't have a say in
Possibly.
that. He could later on. Like later on?
I feel like there's gonna be somebody just like him. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then there's gonna be like a
like Blast.
crazy match.
We haven't seen Blast yet. The number one hero.
No. Oh, from One Punch Man?
Yeah.
Blast.
Yeah, we haven't seen
I can't wait till they reveal him.
Some speculate that Blast is actually Superman.
What the hell?
Yeah, one of his powers is that he has laser vision, and we've seen his silhouette, which is a cape. Yeah, one of his...
I can't wait till they freaking show him.
Yeah, he also has commands of trillions of robots. So, like,
Oh, hell no.
Cyborg Superman? I don't know. But yeah, that's where I stand on Saitama. So we've gone over Kirito and Meliodas. We have come to the conclusion that Kirito he's just gonna spank him. That's it. We went over.
There might be a rematch video.
We could have a rematch. We would have.
I'm gonna watch 7 days since.
We need a real advocate for Meliodas. My advocate guy is just like dodging right now.
I'll be ready though when I'm done watching.
Hey man, I appreciate that. We went over Reinhardt versus Mr. Incredible, which I'm about to cover on my Instagram probably tomorrow. Heads up, spoiler alert. I feel like we're gonna have Reinhardt take a win here. And
yes, sir.
And we covered Sonic versus Goku, which I'm also going to be covering on the Instagram because I'm going to do math with this one. People are going to really hate me.
It is what it is, bro.
It is
don't
what
know
it
real
is.
facts.
And then did a little talk about Saitama. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna end the episode right here. Thank you for joining the call, my guy.
Anytime, bro.
Yo, I will definitely be having you on here a lot. I'm gonna do an episode with Aaron's Drive later, so I want y'all viewers to stay tuned. We're gonna have Aaron's Drive in here.
I'm definitely gonna show up.
Okay, yeah. If he wants you in there, I will definitely have you in there. If Trey wants to join in, we're just gonna. I don't know who we're gonna discuss with that one yet. But hey, we got time. I'm gonna edit this video. So, yes, thank you all for making it this far. I mean, I know this was like a pretty long type of podcast. This is more like a radio show right here. But if you made it this far, thank you very much. You guys are a real one. Chris, tell them bye for me.
Peace out, y'all. Have a wonderful evening.